Hello everyone, welcome back to some more of Virtue's Last Reward. Last time, well man, not too many good things happened. We continued down this pathway here, just beyond the garden, where we escaped, and the same thing with Quark and Alice happened, where they both fell victim to Radical 6 and went berserk before they fainted. Fortunately though, we found not just the vial of Axelavir, but we also found a way to clone it, so both could be revived. And in good time too, as the AB round game started. Now, originally we did ally with Alice since we were going against her, and she was asleep at the time. But she woke up and hit betray because that's what she thought we'd do. And so so we switched to the betray route, where I guess things continue from there. Anyways, after a particularly bad round, this one where everyone betrays, if I recall, us and Luna go to the infirmary to see what is on what's on the memory card next to the second bomb, which we also found in the laboratory. After we do that, we see a massive code on the thing, which Alice recognizes as the Myrmidons or the Myrmidons? Ugh, I gotta figure out how to pronounce it again. Whatever. Anyways, but she doesn't really tell us what it means since she doesn't have the key to it. However, we ask her, well, wait, why do you know this in the first place? And of course, she doesn't tell us and runs off. Yeah. Anywho, I guess we'll continue. More than likely, we'll get I think we'll more than likely finish this route off, which hopefully means that we'll be able to handle at least one of the locks here on like who planted the bomb, even if it's pretty obvious. Because I mean, I don't know how you get this one. Well, I do know, but I don't know where the information is. And we still also need the code for gates 1 and 2. So, where was I? Right. So I guess let's continue forward, see what we get, and yeah, hopefully we can finish this. We found her in the botanical garden, so here she is. Let's head over to the bench, I assume. Yep. I stayed silent. Alice sat down on the bench. We gazed at the smooth surface of the pond for several long minutes before she began to speak.
You don't hate me?
What? Why?
I tried to kill you.
Oh, you mean in the AB game?
Yes. I was so scared. Who wouldn't be? Kidnapped and locked up, forced to play some sort of bizarre game. And then we found that bomb. I know I probably sounded calm, but as soon as we found that thing, all I wanted to do was run away from it as fast as I could. Things just went downhill from there.
What do you mean?
I remember hearing that Quark had collapsed and running to the infirmary with everyone else. When I got there, I realized I couldn't understand what anyone was saying.
What was it? The 1.5 speed boost. The Radical 6 speed boost, right?
Everything looked... I don't know how to describe it. It was like watching a video on fast forward, only it was real. Then I started to feel like... It's hard to explain. I guess you could say I didn't feel like I was myself, and it only got worse.
That was probably the Radical 6.
Yes, I think so. I don't remember much after that. But when I woke up in the infirmary, suddenly all that fear was back. So all I could think about was getting out of this place as fast as I could. It never even crossed my mind that it could kill you.
Then I wonder how she reacted over in this timeline, where we already know that where she just hit betray and actually killed us.
God help me, even if it had, I don't think I would have cared.
Oh, no, there's our answer.
See? I'm horrible. You hate me, don't you? Just do it.
What? Do what?
Kill
What the heck, Alice? I'm not gonna kill you. I don't even hate you.
You're lying! I could have killed you. I would have killed you.
Come on, calm down. No one's killing anyone. A single tear rolled down Alice's cheek. Then another, and another, leaving shining lines across her face. When I reached out, I saw her tense just slightly. Slowly, I brushed my thumb across her cheek, and off, taking her tears with it.
Why are you doing this? You know, you kind of remind me of my father.
That's who you're after, right? The people who killed your dad?
Yes.
Did they have anything to do with the Myrmidons?
Will you promise not to tell Clover that I cried?
Ha! Come on.
If you keep your mouth shut, I'll tell you what you want to know. About myself. And about the Myrmidons. Deal?
Okay, it's pronounced Myrmidons. Okay. Sure. My lips are sealed.
Really?
What crying? I don't remember any crying.
Good. All right, then.
Alice took a deep breath and began. My father's Egyptian, but my mother is French. They met while my mother was in Egypt on vacation and married shortly thereafter. When I was 3, we all moved to the US. My father was a scientist, and his field was cloning. He was recruited by an American lab, which was why we were moved. Both of my parents had used English around me from the time I was born, so I didn't have any problems adapting to life in the United States. By my 9th birthday, we'd been there for 6 years. That was when it happened. In the middle of the day, my mother showed up at school. Her eyes were red and puffy, but she didn't say anything to me on the drive home. When we arrived, there were several policemen there to meet us. My father had always been a very punctual man, and when dinner time came and went with no sign of him, even I began to realize something terrible had happened. It wasn't until several years later that I finally learned the truth. My father's lab had been attacked by terrorists, and he'd been kidnapped. For the rest of my childhood, my mother raised me by herself. I didn't realize then, but it must have been incredibly difficult for her, as a single mother alone in any country where any relatives were a transatlantic flight away. She did her best not to let me see it, but ever so often when she thought she was alone, the mask would fall away and in every line of her face I could see exhaustion and loneliness. As much as I missed my father, it was those moments that made me wish more than anything that he'd never been taken. Fortunately, I was an excellent student and did especially well in math. I earned a full-ride scholarship straight out of high school and spent the next several years studying. After graduation, I took a job with the Department of Defense, hoping they might have the resources to help me with look for my father. I was immediately assigned to the Special Office of Internal Security. Their purpose was to investigate and sometimes deal with terrorist organizations or other serious threats to the state. What? Sorry, I know it's a story, but really? Straight out of high school you put into the Special Office of Internal Security? Really? An 18-year-old? Okay. I could tell my mother wasn't happy about my decision, but she chose to remain silent about it. Eventually, I learned that the terrorist organization that had taken my father was none other than the Myrmidons. Although at the time that name didn't mean anything to me. They were suspected of human cloning. Specifically, it was thought that they'd been using cloning techniques to copy their most useful members and expand their ranks. The Myrmidons apparently believed that they could use cloning to create a new race of humans. Now at last I knew the reason for my father's abduction. The commander of the Myrmidons is a man named Left. We know his name and his gender, but not his appearance or his age. The Myrmidons are closely associated with a cult known as Free the Soul. We believe that Free the Soul provides their funding. But trying to pin any kind of misdeeds on the cult's leader, a man named Brother, is like trying to nail Jello to a wall. Brother is supposed to be fairly advanced in years, and rumors say he's so old he can't even get out of bed. Unfortunately, his mind seems to be sharp as ever. At that point, I hit a wall. I knew the Myrmidons had been behind my father's kidnapping, but that was all I could learn from them. Then, one day, I got a tip that some of them were hiding in a building in the Nevada desert. I headed out immediately. On the way there, my car had been in trouble and stalled out. I was trying to decide what to do when an SUV appeared out of nowhere. I'll give you one guess who was behind the steering wheel. Clover. That was the first time we met. There were 4 other people in the car with her, and when I asked them what they were doing, I got what was just about the last answer I'd expected. They told me they'd been locked up inside of the very building I had been on my way to investigate, and that they were currently in pursuit of the people who kidnapped them in the first place. My priorities shifted very quickly. After a short discussion, I convinced them to allow me to come along. My hope was to find the people they were chasing, who I was certain were the Myrmidons. In the end, however, we were unable to track them down. In fact, I still don't know where they might have gone. Eventually, I took Clover and her companions to the Soy's headquarters. We decided that involving the police would only complicate things, and after some questioning, it was determined that the people who had instigated this particular event were not connected to the Myrmidons. We did, however, discover that the mysterious disappearance and subsequent reappearance of several children 9 years prior was connected to Free the Soul. There were also a 6th person in the SUV, although they weren't riding in it per se. A middle-aged man, who we'll just call H for now, had been bound and placed in the trunk. According to the other 4, he'd been behind the disappearance of the children 9 years earlier. We also learned that his pharmaceutical company, a major player in the world stage, was effectively controlled by Free the Soul. More specifically, I suppose, H was a member of Free the Soul and very committed to their cause. So why had he kidnapped all those children? Apparently it was part of an experiment designed to test the ability of certain people to access what's called the morphogenetic field. I don't imagine you've ever heard of it before, so I'll try and give you a quick rundown. Yeah, okay, this is basically all the stuff from the end of 999, so... if it's not clear by now, Alice was the last person we saw at the very end. Simply put, these people can access a short field that allows their consciousness to resonate with the consciousness of certain other people. To be honest, it might just be simpler to call it telepathy. The Soys had heard of this particular ability before, and had actually used it in a number of investigations, so I wasn't surprised to learn of its existence. I was shocked, however, to learn that these experiments had been carried out by a member of Free the Soul. If that was the case, then Brother must have known about it. The thought of him disappearing... Oh, I said disappearing, that's weird. The thought of him discovering a way to control and harness that power was terrifying. It wasn't too long after the incident in Nevada that another tip about the Myrmidons crossed my desk. This time, it claimed that the Myrmidons intended to launch a large-scale biological terrorist attack. My bosses decided we needed more agents to deal with the threat of that magnitude, and Clover was recruited. Because she'd been a test subject in H's experiment, we knew she had the ability to access the morphogenetic field, and we wanted to put that ability to use. After several months of training, she was sent on her first mission. She would be tasked with the infiltration and investigation of the Myrmidon cloning lab. I was assigned to be her commanding officer. I hoped that our investigation might also give me a lead on my father's whereabouts. At last, I had a chance to find out what had happened to him. I wouldn't let that chance pass me by. Perhaps that was what kept me from noticing the truth. The whole operation was a trap. The lab was fake, and Clover was captured almost immediately. I got there as fast as I could, but when I arrived, the building was only an empty shell. All the conspirators who'd pretended to be researchers and the like had already fled. I searched frantically for Clover until at last, in a basement room, I found her. She had been tied to a chair, but on the floor next to her was another body. It was my father. He looked as if he'd just been dumped there, and when I got to him, his body was already cold. He was covered in dark, ugly bruises. It wasn't until later that I learned he had died from the ruptured organs and internal bleeding. They had beaten him to death. As soon as Clover had been captured, a Myrmidon in a mask had come to visit her. He'd said that unless she wanted to end up like my father, she would leave them alone, and tell her masters at the Sois to do otherwise. In retrospect, they must have known who I was, and who my father was. That was why they had killed him. Perhaps they thought they were sending a message to me, or that once he was gone, I'd lose my reason for chasing them. They were very, very wrong. I took Clover with me and left. I tried to console myself with the fact that I had at least been able to save her. Sometime later, I received the call from the coroner. He told me there was something I needed to see. There in the morgue was my father, cold and pale on a steel table. I could barely stand and look at him, but the coroner instead insisted. On his arm were 2 rows of numbers, comprised of 8s and 9s. It took me a moment to realize my father's handwriting. He had carved them into his own skin. On his chest was another message, but they were letters this time, not numbers. Not many, just enough to make a short sentence. I love you, Alice. I broke down crying, right there in the morgue. They were the first tears I'd shed since the operation had started, and there was no stopping them. There would be no forgiveness. Not for the monsters who put my father through this. They destroyed my family. I would make them pay, even if I had to die to do it. That night I made a promise to myself. I would avenge my father. It didn't take long to figure out that the numbers he'd written were latitude and longitude. They pointed to a chemical factory that had been disguised as an abandoned building. Further investigation revealed that it was the motherlode we'd been looking for, the headquarters of the Myrmidons. I think my father must have known how things would turn out. Knowing he was going to die, he'd written the directions to our enemy's fortress on his own body. He'd sacrificed too much for me to waste this opportunity. With recklessness. This time, our operation would succeed. This time, I wouldn't let my excitement for Clover or any of my other agents I wouldn't let my excitement put Clover or any of my other agents in danger. So we took our time. We gathered information, we did our research, and we planned. Finally, we were ready. December 25th, 2028 was going to be the day we finally set foot inside the Myrmidon stronghold. But then, on the 22nd, only 3 days before the operation was scheduled to begin, a man in a gas mask appeared. So you inhaled that gas, passed out, and woke up here in the AB room.
Yes. Well, there it is. Everything that's happened with the Myrmidons and me. I left a few of the details out, of course, but you get the idea.
Yeah. Thanks. She gave me a sad sort of smile and stood up.
We should go back.
Not yet. Your story explained a lot, but there's still one big question.
Which is?
Who here is a Myrmidon? One of us planted the bombs. And based off the code we found, it's pretty clear that person is a Myrmidon.
Yes.
Right? And I agree we need to figure out who they are.
What do you propose we do?
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about. Do you have any clues?
Clues? Well, if I could decrypt that code, it might tell us something, but...
How can we do that? We gotta get the
told
key.
you, we need a key. Without that, it's pointless.
What's a key?
A key is a key. It allows you to sort of unlock a code.
It's like saying, oh, you're using a cipher, I don't know what cipher it is, until you find out and realize, oh, this is a cipher. But even then, with some of them, you have to find out what kind of cipher. You have to find out the exact, way it's been ciphered. Like with a Caesar cipher, you have to figure out how many letters is moved forward or backward.
Myrmidons usually use this huge string of numbers as a key.
Wait, a long string of numbers? Could that be... Yep, from Dio's ending. I was wondering when this appeared again. 7185. Okay, I'm not going to say the whole thing, but yeah, that number.
What the hell?
I was almost surprised as she was. The numbers just kind of appeared in my mind, and I was saying them before I knew what I was doing. Alice looked at me incredulously, and I stared back.
Wait, can you say that again?
That whole number.
That's 198,449,351 to the third power.
How do you know this? No wonder you're good at math. You're like impossibly good at math.
That number
What?
you just told me. Prime factor decomposition on that number gets you 198,449,351 to the third power.
You're talking about reducing an integer to a series of prime numbers that you multiply together to get it, right? Like, if you have 30, you get 2 times 3 times 5, right?
Exactly. You probably learned that in junior high, right?
So you're saying that that number, I'm not going to say that big number, is a prime. And if you multiply it by itself 3 times, you'd get that whole sequence of numbers.
Yes.
Don't tell me you just did all of that in your head.
I did do all of that in my head.
I mean, she said she was good at math. Not like godlike levels of good.
Simple mental arithmetic.
That ain't simple. What? No! No way! That's impossible!
I told you. I'm better at math than most people.
That's not better at math!
Look at you. You just recited a huge string of numbers. That seems pretty astounding, too. Where did you find that number anyway?
I didn't know what to say. What would I tell her? That it just came to me?
Can't tell me, huh? Fine. I'm pretty sure that's the key to the code, though. I know the Myrmidons use prime factors for their keys, and there aren't a lot of 25-digit numbers that turn out to be the third power of a prime number. I think there's a very good chance that number you memorized was specifically created by someone.
Could you explain that with small words?
Well, look at the prime factors of your number. 198,449,351 to the third power. I think that's our hint for cracking the code. You still don't get it? Try to remember the code we saw in the infirmary. What did it say on the monitor?
I think the first row was... that.
On the second row?
That. I think. Then they just repeat.
Wow, you've got a pretty impressive memory. We could really use someone like you back at the...
Well, keep going. How do we decode that?
You use 198,449,351 to point you to the right letters.
How do we do that?
Well, the first number is 1, so take the first letter.
C.
The next number is 9, so go 9 letters over from the first one. Then 8 from that one.
C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. O. C. O. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. M. Oh, okay. I know what it spells.
Just keep going until you get something.
I remember reading it before.
Makes sense?
Yep. I ran over what she said in my head. The prime number Alice had given me was that. So what we get if we picked out all the letters like she'd explained? I'm gonna skip all this, and we get the word 6. Wait, what? We mean 6 chances to succeed. Whatever. If I remember correctly, the correct answer was... completed. Yes! Looks like I have a good memory, too. Hopefully, anyway. I did it! Completed! That's it! That's the answer!
Completed? Are you sure?
Yeah. I did exactly what you told me to do, and the word I got was completed. Well, it's actually completed. The code name and letters repeat every 2 lines. It just repeats.
Well, I can't remember the code like you can, but if you're certain, I believe you.
I'm definitely certain.
All right, then. I wonder what completed is supposed to mean, though.
What? Aside from the obvious, you mean? I'm guessing here it means mission complete. So that's what the transmitter was for.
Huh? What are you talking about? What transmitter?
I barely even heard her. Suddenly, my mind was full of memories that hadn't been there a moment before. It was like a wave had washed away the sand, revealing a bed of precious gems underneath. In this timeline, we made it close to the end, only to find... Well, actually, no, we did make it to the end. We got 9 BP and... Right. So in this timeline, if I remember correctly, we made it to the end with 9 BP, but Phi and Dio had the same thing, so we basically had to leave with them. Only to find that, I guess we had to put on spacesuits or whatever, I don't know. I guess to protect against the air outside. And what else? I think that's it. No, right, we talked to Dio and it got revealed basically that, if it'll show here.
Oh, Holy Father, Holy Brother,
He
Holy Master,
he was a member of the Myrmidons.
my sacred mission is at last complete. With these 2 hands, mankind is saved. I am your well-made flesh. In your name, I give thanks.
Dang it! Why hadn't I realized it before? I could remember a series of numbers, but not this? At last I remembered it now. Dio was a member of the Myrmidons. And not just any member, he was their leader. That meant he had to be the one who planted the bombs.
Hey, are you listening to me? Then answer
Yeah.
my question. What the hell was that? What's this about a transmitter?
I didn't trust myself to try to explain it to her. More than likely she'd just think I was insane. Even I could barely make sense of the sudden influx of information.
Wait. Don't tell me you're one of the Myrmidons.
If I was, do you really think I'd reel myself like this?
Point.
Out of nowhere, Clover appeared.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Really?
We're all down in the Floor B warehouse. Well, all of us but Luna and Clark.
Why?
We still got 45 minutes till the white door's open.
I know that.
Oh, okay. Hey, wait a minute. I thought you and Kay and Quark didn't know about the white doors.
Tenmyoji told us about them. He said he'd show us where they were, so we all followed him down to the Floor B warehouse.
I'm assuming you left Quark with Luna?
Yeah, anyway, when we showed up, Phi and Kay were already there.
So?
Well, all of a sudden, Phi, Tenmyoji, and Dio all started yelling at each other.
Why?
What?
Did something happen?
Oh. According to Clover, the last game had been the cause of their fight. Even though Tenmyoji had 1 BP, Phi had chosen Betray. They started the fight since Dio pressed Betray on the happy half of his team, and eventually he got dragged in too.
That seems odd. Phi only had 1 BP too. Her choice seems like a perfectly valid defensive move.
Ugh, just come with me. Kay's trying to calm them down, but there's only one of him.
No, before that, we need to figure out a plan to take down Dio. He's the guy who planted the bomb. We need to rush in and hit him right when we walk in. Okay. Come on, Alice. Let's go. Really? Really, Sigma, you have 2 secret agents right here, trained in the art of combat, I assume, or at stuff of some kind. You couldn't tell them, hey, Dio's the guy we're looking for. We gotta take him down as soon as we walk in? Like... Alright. Let's deal with this. All 4 of them were still there when we arrived. They seemed to almost calm down a bit, but the tension in the air was almost visible. I felt like I'd stepped into a room full of flammable gas. Even the smallest spark could turn the whole place into a raging inferno. Even Kay, usually so calm and collected, was standing ramrod straight with his hand balled into a fist at his side. I looked at Alice, pursed my lips, and headed over to the angry knot of people occupying most of the room. Clover told me what was going on. This whole thing is stupid. You need to knock it off.
Stupid? What about this is stupid? We're talking about my life, you self-righteous dick.
I know. But yelling at each other isn't going to solve your problem. The best thing to do for us right now is to trust each other and get through this. Wouldn't you agree?
Hard to trust someone who tried to kill me.
Same to you. I told you letting Dio vote was a stupid idea. What did you think he was gonna do?
Yeah, to be honest.
Might as well have pressed the button yourself.
I couldn't just leave Quark alone.
That's no excuse. And where do you get off telling me I shouldn't have picked Betray?
Did you even think that through? What? I was supposed to pick Ally? If I'd done that, I'd be dead right now.
I could say the same thing to you. Damn good thing Dio didn't choose Ally.
Please, that's enough from both of you. Sigma's right. This isn't the time to be bickering with each other.
Oh, you don't get to talk. You tried to betray Clover and escape on your own.
Perhaps. But I think that's better than nearly killing someone.
Well, I only did it so that she wouldn't kill Tenmyoji.
Ah! God dang it! Enough already! I roared with fury, and my voice echoed and rebounded off the walls of the warehouse. Everyone fell silent. I didn't know how long that silence would last, so I decided to put it all on the table. There was only one way I was going to be able to take control of the situation. Guys, listen to me. We really don't have time for this. I was met with a number of glares, but I soldiered on. See, the thing is, I figured out who planted the bombs.
What?
Is this what you were talking about earlier?
Sort of, yeah. I know which one of you it is.
Well, spit it out then.
Please, explain what's going on here.
I don't think I need to. They're going to admit their guilt. They're going to admit their guilt in just a few minutes.
What?
You're going to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Or should I guess? I guess I should say Dio's mouth.
What are you on? You think I set those bombs?
Yes, I do.
Hey, if you're gonna accuse me, you better have some pretty damn good evidence, pal.
I'm not accusing you. I'm just stating a fact.
Oh yeah? Where the hell'd you get that fact?
Fun as it was, I knew taunting alone wouldn't be enough to make Dio confess. He just played dumb. He was good at it, and I'd get nothing. That meant I was going to have to trick him. Well, you see, I'm actually from Free the Soul.
Free the Soul? What's that? Some kind of hippie shoe company?
Don't play dumb, Dio. Or should I call you Left? Brother ordered me to come here. To keep an eye on you. It was quick, but for just a moment I saw his eyes twitch. I leapt on that moment of weakness like a hungry dog on a steak. Fine. Skepticism is understandable. Admirable, even. Perhaps this will convince you. I pressed forward, pulling out every fact I could remember. I told Dio about Brother's background, and how his younger brother Left had been murdered. I mentioned that the Myrmidons were all clones of a single person. So? Still not convinced? How about this? That. Do a little prime decomposition on that, and you'll get that to the third power. If I'm not who I say, how on earth could I possibly know that?
What? No, that's not possible.
Finally. So, let's start over, shall we? I was sent here to watch your every move. Seems our wise and noble brother doesn't trust you. He suspects betrayal.
No! You're lying!
I assure you I'm not. But if you don't believe me, why don't you go outside and calm yourself with your transmitter?
No! No! You have to be lying! Brother trusts me! That's why he chose me for this mission! Why would he make me the leader of the Myrmidons if he...
That's it? Huh? Sorry, what was that?
I said, why would he have made me the leader of the Myrmidons if...
I grinned.
Wait. What the hell? Are you fucking kidding me?
Sorry, Dio. I've never even seen Brother.
What the hell was all that? How did you know all those things?
Dunno. Maybe I was divinely inspired.
Don't give me that shit!
What's going on?
What are these Myrmidons?
Dio and I stared at one another while Clover and Tenmyoji quickly explained to Fine K about the memory card and the number 2 bomb, And about the code, we'd found that was from a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons.
So you mean to say someone from the Myrmidons planted the bombs?
And Dio pretty much just admitted to doing it?
Yeah.
Bastards. I'll never forgive you.
I heard the low, furious muttering behind me and turned back to see Alice, her lips pulled back into a snarl.
I am going
To kill you!
Her voice rose to a scream as she charged towards Dio. He ducked out of the way smoothly and pulled something from his pocket.
Whoa there. I like my women a little feisty. But you're taking it a little too far, sweetheart. Tone it down.
What?
You see this? You know...
Oh my god. Is that the detonator?
Exactly. And I assume you know what happens if I press this button?
Yes. I think I do. I'm guessing it'll set off both of the bombs.
Well, I wouldn't say both.
You mean there's still a #1 bomb we haven't found?
Correct. And there's one more, too.
The zero bomb.
No. There are 4 bombs?
Exactly. I planted 4 bombs. They're the ones numbered 1, 2, and 3, but there's also one more. Bomb number 0. Add all that up and you're looking at about 4 tons of explosive power. Those go off and it's all over. That's enough oomph to turn this whole place into a smoking crater.
Aren't you forgetting something?
That'd kill you too.
So, I'm ready for that. I've got spares.
Spares? Is that what Sigma was talking about?
Yeah, clones.
I heard Alice whisper something to Clover. That's it. Yep, that's the plan.
Clover. Show him all that training wasn't for nothing.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Right.
Before I had a chance to ask them what was going on, they moved.
Die, you bastard! Yeah!
She roared and leapt towards Dio, Clover following just behind. Alice threw a punch, and as he dodged, Clover spun out from behind her. Dio grunted and turned to focus on Alice, but Clover darted in and snatched the detonator from his hand.
Clover, get him!
Right! Sigma, catch!
Huh? Before I could respond, Clover had thrown the detonator at me. Yeah? You threw a whole... Okay. I scrambled to grab it out of the air and held it to my chest.
Damn it! Stop! Let me go! Still let go of me, you asshole!
Yelling didn't do him any good, and Dio found himself subdued by the skillful teamwork of Alice and Clover. Strangely though, once they had a hold of him, he stopped struggling. I was reminded of a gazelle with its neck in the mouth of a lion. Had he surrendered? Or did he have some trick up his sleeve? It didn't feel right. I didn't have to wait long for my misgivings to prove true. The detonator in my hand suddenly began to flash. What? It's a dead man's switch.
Serves you right.
What are you laughing at?
You, her, all of you. God, you're stupid.
What?
See that detonator you threw to Sigma? You activated it. If it gets more than a meter away from me, it sets itself off.
Oh.
We figured someone might try to take it away, so we put in a little safeguard, since you two were kind enough to take it away from me. The bombs have gone from remote control to countdown timer. Go ahead and destroy the detonator if you want. Won't make any difference now. The bombs are gonna go off no matter what.
How long do we have?
About 30 minutes.
You have 30 minutes?
30 minutes.
Oh no.
My condolences.
What can we do to stop them?
I told you that already. First, we need the device that allows us to input information. Then we plug it into each bomb and enter the codes.
Hey Alice, who the hell are you? How do you know all this?
None of your damn business. Just tell me where the input device is.
Well, that's none of your damn business.
In that control room area, I think.
Fuck! Stop! You're gonna break it!
Of course. That's the plan.
Please, stop!
Just tell me what I want to know.
Okay, I'll tell you. It's in my coat, the right-hand pocket.
Oh.
Clover, check it out.
Right.
She nodded and started digging through his pockets. After a few minutes...
It's no use. There's nothing here.
Did you lie to me?
No, I swear, keep looking.
Oh, wait. There is something in here.
Clover pulled her hand from his pocket and held out. Is that a pill? For, like, medicine?
Hey, what is this?
That's probably a cyanide pill.
Oh, I can't see it. Bring it over here.
No, don't bring it over! Clover frowned and moved closer to Dio, holding the pill out toward him. Suddenly, he moved, his right hand snaking out to grab the pill from Clover's hand. Before anyone could react, he shoved it into his mouth. Yeah. I heard a tiny crack as he bit down on it. Almost immediately, he grimaced in pain.
Shit!
What? What was that?
Poison, I guess.
What?
Damn! How could I be so stupid?
His eyes rolled up into his head and flecks of spittle began to trickle out from the corners of his mouth. I grabbed him by the hair and shook. What the heck are you doing? Where's the input device?
Lost it. In my couch. Back home.
Don't screw with me.
Fine, don't tell us. How about you give us the deactivation codes instead?
Deactivation. You guys are persistent. Fine. Not gonna do you much good anyway. I'll tell you, you only get one. This is the deactivation code for bomb 3. Ready? LXQ LHC NMR.
Alright. What about the other 3? Tell us the other 3. He didn't even seem to hear me.
My body will be a part of the foundation of a bright future.
His voice was weak and more foam was dribbling out of his mouth.
Such a beautiful world. May brother live in everlasting glory.
Those were his last words Dio spoke. He died with a strange, happy smile.
He only gave us the password for one of the bombs. This is bad. What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
How much time have we got?
25 minutes.
Are you sure?
Yes. When he told us the time, I checked my bracelet. It said exactly 30 minutes.
You mean the bombs are gonna go off the same time the next set of doors opens?
Pretty much.
Yes. The time on your bracelet is the time we have left.
Oh. So, 25 minutes.
This isn't good. I was hoping that we might be able to escape through the white doors, but
It takes 5 minutes for the primary door to open and close. So...
yes, I know. There's no way we can get through them before the explosion happens.
Well, there's no point just standing around. We should start looking. We need 3 things. The password input device.
And the remaining 2 bombs, right?
Right.
we also need passwords for all the bombs other than number 3.
Exactly.
Maybe Dio has a note or something?
Hold on. Let me check.
She knelt down and quickly checked his pockets and sleeves, then sat back on her heels, frustrated.
Damn. He's clean.
She looked pale.
Then we'll just have to hope we find it somewhere. Tenmyoji, can you go tell Luna what's happened?
Right, I'm on it.
Good. The rest of you, let's move out. We can do this. Let's go.
We all took off at a run and heading to different parts of the building. Really? Huh. Alright then. But all of our searching turned up nothing. And as we searched, the clock kept ticking. That's it. 1 minute. Then at last the chromatic doors opened.
Chromatic 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
Our time had run out. We watched the white doors open. Were they the doors to heaven? Or to hell? The thought barely had time to flutter through my mind before everything went white. We didn't even have time to say goodbye. 1,000 emotions flooded my brain in those last moments. Why? How? How had we ended up this way? Then a blistering wave of heat, like the surface of the sun itself, wiped out any lingering thoughts. My consciousness slipped away into a bottomless pool of darkness. Neither heaven nor hell, only the void. Right. Well, that was an ending. Alice's ending. Anyways, with this ending completed, we now have, I guess, information on who actually set the bombs up, which means we can unlock just about every other secret in this game. No, really, like, using this bit of information, we should be able, let me get out, yeah, so we can unlock this one to finish this route, we can unlock this one to continue this route, and we can keep going here. But, so, I'll tell you the order we're going to go down here. I'll tell you from the start, this route right here is the final route of the game. It's the true ending, if you will. And we'll need to do a few different things, namely to finish every other route before that, because we need the codes for the rest of the bombs. We got bomb number 3, we got bomb number 1, we got bomb number 0, and lastly, we will need bomb number 2. We have key to gate 2, but not bomb 2. Right, and we also need the key to gate 1. Now, we have a few avenues of investigation here. First off, as long as we get the key to gate 1, we can explore this route, which is the last AB game of this area here. Next thing, if we unlock this lock, we'll be able to get whatever information on this one, which is hopefully the stuff we need for the gates. And lastly, we have this route to handle before any of that, which is what we're going to do. Because if I remember correctly, the information that will be on this route should give us the ability to unlock the lock for this route, which should give us the ability to get, either of which give us the ability to get through gate 1 here. So, I guess, with that being said, let us jump back to the infirmary here on who planted the bomb. Okay, let's stop here, because I think this is a good place to stop things for now. So, I guess with that being said, everyone, we did a lot. It doesn't look like it, obviously, but we found out Alice's past. We decoded the Myrmidon's code. And we found out that Dio was the one who set the bombs up the whole time. Which, I mean, in all fairness, we kind of knew that already back from Dio's ending, but it never really clicked. You know, thinking now, I wonder if there's like a recommended path that the devs wanted players to take, because technically speaking, if you'd gone down the cyan route first, right, you would kept going to this one, I think, which you need to do Clover's ending first to do. Huh? Well, whatever. I'm just wondering if there was a recommended route to take or something. Anywho, I'll save right here. Next time on Virtue's Last Reward, we're going to continue forward, now that we know who the person who threw the bombs was, down this route. Because it has, at this point, it has to have the information for at least one of these other 2 routes. So, I guess with that being said, that'll be it for this video, and yeah, thank you for watching. See you all next time.